What's going on, my beautiful people? It is yours truly, DJ Prophet, Chris Figueroa, here with another episode of Truth from the Booth. Yes, we are on episode 11. Last episode was 10.5 because it got cut a little short. And that episode was with the legendary and now RIP Dave Scott, legendary choreographer and event producer. I was blessed enough to have one of the last conversations with him before he surprisingly passed, hence the hiatus with the podcast. We are back now, though, releasing on Thursdays for the most part. But rest in peace to Dave Scott. If you want to check out that episode, there's about 12 minutes of it on the YouTube page. Make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to let you know every time we upload another episode. But moving forward, I gave my piece. We're having his funeral or his celebration of life on August 15th, which I will be at. That is next weekend if you're watching this before then. Anyway, rest in peace, Dave Scott. I love you, man. I appreciate you and everything you did for the dance community and the hip hop culture. And all right, without further ado, episode 11. All right, we are coming at you live from the Prophet Studios, the Bam 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 Do It Studios, with none other than DJ James Mixwell. You've seen his flyers, you've danced at his sets, and if you love 90s and 80s R&B, you've definitely caught a vibe courtesy of James Mixwell. He is here live with me right now on the Truth from the Booth. How you doing, James?
I'm good, my man. I'm good.
Man, welcome to the show. Appreciate you reaching out. James has been we've been conversing on Instagram over the past while now. I mean, he's been we've been talking here and there. He's been a supporter of the show and of what I do as a DJ, and I'm glad to meet you virtually right now and eventually sooner than later in person. We mentioned you're a lover of the R&B. Go ahead and introduce yourself to the people and let them know what you're all about, my brother.
Well, I guess many would know me from my tenure, for my for my 23-year residency at Zendejas Sports Grill in San Dimas. That's basically been my home for the last 23 years. But to kind of start from the beginning, basically it all started, I want to say maybe when I was 12 years old. My uncles were DJs. They were like during the high energy disco times. I mean, you're talking Taps, Trans-X,
Yeah.
all the good stuff, Sunbelt Spin It, all that, all the disco stuff, the freestyle, the Noceras, the Treniers, you name it. It was around that time. They were DJs in Boyle Heights, East LA area. They used to do all the like they were back then, they were like the back to discos and stuff like that. But I would always watch them practice at my grandma's house, and that's how I got the itch for DJing. I want to say about maybe 10, 11 years old.
So it's in the blood.
Yeah, most definitely.
That's a beautiful thing. And so at that age, just taking in what they're doing, flipping through records, obviously it's all vinyl then. So flipping through records. And when did you start your record collection and hop on the turntables?
So the funny thing is that I actually started when I was 15 years old, and this is how it all happened. I was 15, and I remember this day like yesterday. My father had just got home from work. I was 15. I walk into his room, and he's smoking his cigarette and drinking his beer. And I told him, I says, "Hey, pops, I want to DJ." And he's like looking at me like, "You want to DJ?" I says, "Yeah. I mean, I already know how to mix. I want to buy some gear." So he just looks at me, kind of just smoking his cigarette, and he puts it out, and then he says, "Okay." He says, "Tomorrow," he says, "after school, I'm going to take you to Guitar Center." He goes, "I'm going to take you to Guitar Center, and we're going to get you everything you need." He goes, "But your ass is going to get a job, and you're going to pay me back every red cent." And he was a man of his word, man. We went to Guitar Center the very next day, and dude, I still have my original receipt, dude. We bought my
Wow.
gear 1995, dude, October of 95. I still have it somewhere. I'm like, man, I know I have it somewhere, but I
You
think,
better keep that safe.
yeah, dude, I think the total was like 800 something. It was two trids and a little two-channel Newmark mixer.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, man. So he was a man of his word. We went, pulled out his credit card, and next thing you know, like I come home, we set up, and he says, "Okay," he says, "You got to go out there and look for a job." And I did, man. I remember it was a Thursday, we got my gear, and that Monday I was already looking for work.
Yeah.
Where I went to high school, there was a car wash like right across the street. So I had went to the car wash, and I'd asked for the manager for work, and he gave me a job right there on the spot. He goes, when can you start? I says, man, I can come every day after school. I just
Yeah.
need a job. I gotta
Right
get back
now.
on this. Yeah, man. So yeah, man, I ended up.
It's amazing to have support from your pops immediately.
Yeah. Oh yeah, man. My mom and dad were very supportive. They,
Yeah,
they were
that's
very
amazing.
supportive.
Yeah, I was the opposite. I had to go out and I had to get the job and then get my shit.
Oh, man.
But my parents were supportive of it, and did help me gather the money up to get my first gear. It wasn't Techniques, it was Gemini's, and it came as like a party in a box package.
Right. The all-in-one. I
Yeah,
remember those.
because they weren't sure if I was going to be committed to it or not. It was maybe one of those things.
Right.
But to have your parents' support is definitely a good catapult into doing it. Instead of having to fight the system, they're actually supporting you and getting you, job experience too, learning to work for it, so you appreciate it more. And that's part of that lesson right there was, you're going to work for this, not just going to hand it to you, because if you're working for it, you're going to utilize it more, right?
Absolutely. I mean, that was one thing, it's, if anything, my father taught me the value of a dollar, to go
Yeah,
out there and get it, man. And pay your dues, and
for
so
sure. Was it your dad's brothers that were DJs, or was your mom's brothers?
it was my mom's brothers. They actually
Okay,
had a disco crew. They were called the Two Fresh crew. I know there was a Two Live crew, but they were the Two Fresh crew.
that's
And
dope.
they were disco DJs, man. We're talking like back at Circus, and I mean, we're going way back.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, hey, disco DJs were the OG DJs.
Yeah, man.
We stole
Yeah,
it. Hip hop stole it from the disco. They were the ones rocking them 12-inch remixes, mixing records before hip hop got a hold of it.
absolutely.
Yeah, that's amazing, man. The Two Fresh crew.
Two Fresh crew, man.
Yeah,
That's what
shout
they
out
were
to the Two
called.
Fresh crew. Man, you got to bring that back. It's time.
Right.
Disco's back in. Disco house is like the hottest shit right now.
Oh man, I find myself playing a lot of that, dude, in my sets. Like,
Yeah,
yeah, a lot of that stuff. A lot of that
that's
stuff.
dope. I have my come up was very similar. I knew after checking you out that we have a similar story in that, I got my first batch of records from my father-in-law, who was a
Oh,
disco DJ back in New York back in the day. So I learned on
nice.
like disco and soul. So that's like my foundation. So that's why I've always been good at rocking old folks, because I was like,
That's
it was like
cool,
I was
man.
there. I knew the records that were hot from 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 inheriting them from him,
Right.
and rocking family parties. Did you grow up similar, rocking family parties? Because being at 15, you have to do house parties, backyard boogies. Unless you got the plug, you might have getting into the nightclubs at a young age.
Well, it's crazy how you mentioned that, because I think a lot of my style now, because it's not just, I mean, I'm an open format DJ. And when I say open format, I mean, we're talking old school, we're talking 80s, 90s, oldies. I mean, I can go anywhere. I can go anywhere and everywhere. And that, my parents played a big part in that, because of what we would play at family parties or whatnot. So if anything, I owe everything to my parents. I owe everything as far as like being musically savvy with knowing everything. Is I owe them everything.
Yeah, I
I
think
mean,
a lot of the best DJs, I've said this before, but I think a lot of the best DJs actually came up through that type of environment, having to
right.
be open format, having to rock for a 9-year-old and a 9-year-old, 90-year-old abuelita. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you got to make everybody happy, and having that gives you an edge on that open format, because being able to go anywhere actually increases your value. It opens up more doors for more events you could rock. If you're only a hip hop DJ or EDM, a lot of people don't want to hear that.
Yeah.
That you're closing doors on yourself by not being open format. And the family, man, if you can't rock those are the best. The family parties those are my core memories. And then to see your tias and tios and all cousins all excited when you hit a dope mix, like when you're first learning, is like, yeah, I've been working on this. Like,
Yeah,
there's
man.
that level of pride that they have for you,
Yeah,
and when you
absolutely.
play their song and you touch their soul, and they're like it's almost like it's emotional, man. It's like it's like that's the core of the love thing. And I think we still get that sometimes. I listen to a lot of your stuff, and it is the stuff I like best from you is obviously the old school stuff. That's what I love as well. But you can tell you're not just playing old school. Like, you know how to put it together. Like, you know how to program it. Like, you were there because you were there. And a lot of people just play old school. They get the '80s edit packs and just play the BPMs or by the key, and they don't make sense. How do you play an '80s party and what's prime time at an 80s party, right? What do you play at the peak moment at a 12, at an 80s party is probably 11 p.m. because they're older people, but but at
Exactly. No,
12
you're
p.m.
right. You're right.
but at 12 yeah, at 12 a.m., you're going into the fire set of what the heat is, and you didn't burn yourself. You set it up correctly because you were there, because they taught you. That's so dope.
Yeah,
Now,
man.
if you're throwing your own parties, would you go open format? Would you play new? Would you be old school? Like if you were gonna have James Mixwell party that you threw, what is it
Oh, it's 100% open format. I mean, we're talking everything it all goes back to the stuff that
together?
oh, everything, man. I mean, old school, oldies, Spanish, rancheras. I mean, you name it, man. Everything, dude. Everything.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
want to
I
get
mean,
it
I
all in. You
get
want
it
to
all
flex.
in,
You
man.
want to flex on them because not a lot of people can do that. It's like I can tell you, my Spanish stuff has been. I mean, I'm Puerto Rican and I know like salsa and all that, but the open format of Spanish, there's so many more subgenres of Latin music that I'm just finding out about. As far as you just mentioned the
Right?
rancheras and the caballero shit, and like there's so
Yeah,
and
yeah.
South Texas, North Texas, like
Right.
it is crazy. So that's a
It
whole
is,
open
bro.
format genre on its own.
Absolutely.
Now
It's a
you
lot.
mentioned the 23-year residence. Like holy shit! I had myself a 15-year residence, and that was one of the longest I've heard of anybody that I know. But now meeting you, you are now the king of residency. Is that still going? By the way,
It's still going, man. We're still
23
going.
years, dude. there's kids that there's kids that were uh, conceived from your nightclub that are now showing up to your nightclub. Like my mom and dad made me after they left here, and now I'm here.
Those are hard facts, bro.
I believe that, but know you've seen it because I've seen it. I've had kids go to my mom and dad used to come here all the time. Dude, my son, I have a son who's 21. I have three kids, but I have a son who's 21 who's now coming with me to the spots that pretty much I raised him off of the income off of. Before the
Wow.
falls closed, he came to the last closing of the falls with me and got to meet everyone that's only seen pictures of him grow up. In 15 years, he's 21 now. They've known him since he was 6, 5, 6 years old through pictures, so it's just crazy. So sorry, 23 years as Zendejas. Now,
Mhm.
how did that residency come about in the beginning, and what has made it last so long for you?
Man, well, I remember after my parents had divorced, my mom was kind of making her rounds, going out and stuff, and doing her thing with her friends, and she became really close with the owner during that time. We're talking back in what, 2003. She was telling the owner, "Oh, my son's a DJ. My son's a DJ. You should check him out." And he's like, "No, well, I already have my DJ. I got my house DJ." And eventually he kind of just gave in. So I went in there one day and I met up with him. And my boss, his name is Tony Zendejas. He's actually a former NFL player.
I was gonna say I know that name. Okay, dope.
Yeah, he's a former kicker for the LA Rams. So I remember going in there again on a Thursday. Thursday, just there's something about Thursday, bro.
My favorite night of the week ever.
You
Seriously,
really,
my greatest parties have been on Thursday nights. I had the spot
really?
in Hollywood called Tokyo for like 3 or 4 years, and then there was a party called Effects that was Thursday nights that Adam 12 through, which was dope. And then I played a guest spot there, and I got Thursday nights at the Falls, and it lasted that long. So
Wow. Okay.
Thursdays are dope because you get like a doper crowd, people that actually want to party and are out to have fun and more open minded to music. In my experience,
Oh yeah, man. I Thursdays were, yeah. You know what? And to your point, it used to crack on Thursdays. I remember when I had first, well, let me go back real quick a little
yeah,
bit.
yeah. Sorry.
So I go back on that Thursday. I go back on a Thursday and I meet the boss. He's like, "Oh, okay, so you're James," and he goes, "Oh, what do you play or what?" And I says, "Well, I can play anything basically." So he's just kind of looking at me and kind of like looking.
And how old are you at this point?
I'm 23 at this point.
23. Okay, 23.
I'm 23. So yeah. So basically, give my age away now.
It's okay. I'll give mine away. I'm 46. There we go. Boom.
Oh, dude, we're the same age. Okay, we're
Exactly.
the
I know.
same age. So, he's kind of like, okay, he goes, you know what? He goes, why don't you come back tomorrow? He goes, I have my DJ for tonight. He goes, come back tomorrow, and he goes, and I'll give you, we'll see what you got. So I went in there. It was a Friday night. I had maybe about 40 people with me. Like I was just like my
You were
moment,
lit.
dude. Yeah,
Yeah.
oh yeah, dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I
Yeah.
had all my I had my like all my my friends and some family, and I went in there, man, and yeah, he tried me out, and at the end of my set, he says, he goes, "What are you doing tomorrow?" And I says, "Nothing." He goes, "Can you come back tomorrow?" And I says, "Yeah, heck yeah, man, I'm for sure." I went back Saturday, man, and rocked it again. And at the end of the night, he pulls me to the side. He goes, "Can I talk to you?" And I says, "Yeah." He says, "Are you interested in a job?" And I says, "Heck yeah, man. I'm 23, my first real big club, like, heck yeah, long story short, man, that's how it happened.
Wow, that's dope. Locked him in with the guest spot. You show improved.
Yeah.
So you were about five. If you're 23, that means you're about six, 7, 8 years into the game already before
Yeah.
that residency, and just bouncing around house parties, different clubs, different bars.
Well, in high school, we used to have these things. I don't know if you were familiar with it. We used to have these things called party crews.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, so the party crews, there was Deep Level, there was Rebel Familia, there was all kinds of different party crews,
Are you
dude.
from Orange County or that Riverside area?
I was raised in the San Gabriel Valley.
Okay, yeah, 818.
818, yeah,
Yep, yep.
626.
Okay,
Yeah,
yep,
yeah.
yep, yep, yep.
But so back then, every Friday there was a spot. There was a house where, all the party crews would get together, and that was the spot, dude. Like I would show up with a bag of records, and it was just it was on and cracking. So that's how it all started. Yeah, with the rebels, dude. Like, yeah, that's how it was, man. Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
I still got some
yeah,
moves, you know what I'm saying?
yeah, man. The Harley boots and the
Yeah,
bandanas,
the
and
chain and the jeans and the big old jeans and the wife beaters
that's it, man.
and the thin ass eyebrows. I had some thin ass eyebrows one time. This girl did it for me too. I never had the
That's how it
bangs.
was.
I just had the eyebrows.
But yeah, that's how it was.
That is funny, man. That is dope. So party crew, yeah. So that's like, man, that's actually like a real experience of like going off. Like, so you knew how to handle like a prime time, high energy environment from that. It wasn't like family parties where you're just the background. I mean, I'm sure you had some of those too, but at least you got the stripes in actually a party scene where people are demanding the hottest music and the most energy from you.
Absolutely. And at that time, we're talking, that was all like the classic house movement. That was like Stardust, Music Sounds Better with You,
Yep, yep.
Daft Punk, Around the World, that kind of stuff, Night Crawlers. All that stuff was like in its freaking prime, dude. That was like the shit right there during, oh shit, can I cuss? I'm sorry.
Hell yeah. This is my
Okay.
show.
Okay. That was the shit then, dude.
Yeah.
That was the music that was popping then. If you really look at it, fast forward all these years later, just look at the way music is now compared to back then. But back then you can have a vibe, you can dance and just feel what you were doing. You can feel the music. It was just a lot different back then, man. Just everything was just so much different, man.
Yeah, I think there was and I talk about this a lot with a lot of the homies and just party people in general is that the main difference was or is that there is less distractions, right? You came for the party, for the music and for the people. Now you come for the clout, for the real, for the content. You're there to look hype or to make your followers think you're somebody you're not. It's like a pretentious type of show you're putting on, and people don't really party like they used to because of the overexposure, in my opinion, the overexposure of too many cameras. Like if I were to go out and do a rebel dance while you're playing some of these songs and battle somebody, like that would go viral, right? And then I'd be exposed for people to be like, this guy is an idiot or this guy, whatever. And so when that type of exposure, a lot of people like have, gone introverted and not wanted to get exposed and not really want to dance and show out and act out because they might possibly be the butt of somebody's joke, or
Exactly.
go viral
Exactly.
or, your girl might see you or, or your man might see you
Something.
something to get exposed. And I think that has really hurt the party scene because people just don't let loose anymore. And the cameras, everyone's more interested in filming the DJ than actually interacting and having a social experience.
I agree 100%, man. 100%.
And like I think the next wave of the best parties are going to be, you know, cell phone free, no Diddy. You know what I'm saying? Like check
No.
in, yeah, no Diddy. Check in your cell phone at the door and have a real experience. If you want to take pictures, here's a. I'm giving away gems right here. If you want to take pictures, we have a photographer, or here's these disposables.
There you go, man.
Right?
Disposables. There you go.
Disposables. You want to throw a
Yeah,
throwback party? Have disposable cameras. That'd be the shit.
that's all you
And then
need,
we print
man.
them up for you, drop them off at the end of the night, and then come back for the
Right,
next party to come get them.
dude. That's actually
Ooh,
a dope idea,
I'm off. We might gotta throw that shit, bro.
dude. We're gonna have to talk, man.
No, just that's off the top. I just thought of that shit right now. I'll edit this so that nobody gets it before we do. Has Zendejas been your favorite residency? I mean, it's been the longest, obviously. Have you had other long residencies similar?
Well, here's the thing. So literally, I've been at Zendejas every Friday and Saturday for the past 23 years, with the
Holy
exception
cow!
of, yeah, dude. So with the exception of a few spots here and there, it's been just mainly Zendejas. And
Have you,
but the thing, go ahead.
I hope they pay you handsomely.
They do. They
Okay,
do.
because
They do take care of me.
freaking times, and I know that's why I stayed at the Falls and for as long as I did was because the other places that were offering me gigs and residencies weren't paying as much and weren't and micromanaged. This was my place. Like I could do whatever I want, how I want, and I know the room, and I always get that feeling from there, you know.
Right, right.
And do you think that do you think that being there, because I think about this sometimes too, do you think that being there Friday and Saturdays hindered you from expanding your brand outside of Zendejas?
Yeah and no. In a way, I do believe it has, because I did see a lot of opportunities kind of go by. But that being said, I've also been very fortunate with a lot of opportunities there. I mean, I've worked with some legendary artists. I mean, I've worked with Nocera. I've
Yeah.
DJed for Nocera. I've DJed for Pretty Poison. And I've DJed for a lot of Lighter Shade of Brown. I mean, I've DJed for a lot of these artists that have performed at my spot.
Yeah, that's dope.
And I've made a lot of like super dope, connections. And the cool thing is that I have relationships with a lot of these artists now.
Yeah.
Like we check in with each other all the time. Like, hey, how are you? How you doing? And it's like, it's kind of crazy because as a kid, I have the 12 inch of, for example, of Nocera, like Let's Go, right? And I have the original 12. And I even tell her this story. I'm kind of being a fanboy right now, but I kind of tell her the story. Like, it's like, I would have never thought that we'd have a friendship now, and
Yeah.
she's just like, she trips out when I tell her that. She doesn't really understand it, but it's just something, within myself. And it's pretty dope, man. It's like a really dope feeling.
For sure. And to add on to that, like, sometimes you may feel like I feel the same way. You didn't miss out anything because you didn't run out chasing, you attracted, you brought it to you. So a lot of your favorite things came to you because of your not only your skill set, but your loyalty to the venue, right? And they allowed you to live out those dreams without having to go anywhere else. It's
Absolutely.
it's kind of like the dreams came true at home. All the treasure was there. All you had to do was be loyal, be consistent, and keep these people coming through, packing the place out and staying there, spending money on drinks and food so that they can afford to bring in bigger artists and legendary artists like that to you. And that's super dope. I don't worry, you're not fanboying because I had the same experiences. Listen, when I was at K Day, when I was at Be Real TV, meeting all these rappers and people that had their records, and when I was 16, 15, 14 years old, and now I'm meeting with them and chilling with them and exchanging information and conversation. It is really just surreal and then priceless, to
Absolutely.
have these relationships and these experiences with what you used to, dream and fantasize about, as you listen to the record or go to their shows, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And you feel
exactly.
like they're rapping or singing to you through you, and then to actually meet the person behind the performance later on, is just amazing. So yeah, I feel the same way. Did not miss out on opportunities from loyalty and the lifelong residency. Kudos to you on that, my man. I know that not only with the freestyle and all that stuff, but you are a major R&B fanatic. Yes.
I am
Yes.
100%,
Yes,
man.
I see it. I
Yes.
see you. You wear your heart on your sleeve. I can tell by some of the things you post that are vulnerable, which is commendable. You don't hold back, and I think that is you know, a skill and a talent and something that more people need. And I think they'd feel a lot better if they can express themselves a lot more. And being a
I agree.
DJ, you know, I think that that's why people sometimes are most of the time are attracted to us and fans of ours, because they like a different, like an artist, they feel like we're speaking to them through the music. Am I right on that?
100%. You hit the nail on the head, man.
Yeah,
100%.
and the R&B, what sparked your love for R&B? Was it a relationship? Was it the longing for a relationship? Was it a broken heart? Like fill us in here on that. Because
Man, my love for,
something.
dude, I mean, this goes back to like, I want to say fifth or sixth grade, man.
Okay.
We're talking Guy, we're talking Jodeci. I mean, that was,
Yes,
and honestly, I mean, I'll pull back the curtain a little bit. It was because of a crush that I had.
for sure.
There was this girl that I had this crush. Her name was Erica, and I remember, dude. And dude, it just kind of sparked the love for R&B, man. And I just,
So you
dude,
like
like
dedicate, you would hear the song and then her thinking like the word, the lyrics would make you feel like you wanted to say that to her. There's like was speaking for you to her.
100%, man.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna front, bro.
I know. How do I know? You ain't alone, my brother. I know. And that's my favorite part. And I think that's everybody with R&B. Honestly, like it's not just you, it's not just me. Everyone has that feeling because when those songs come on and you drop those R&B classics, you can see it come out of people like that raw love, emotion. It takes them to a special place that if you when you do it well, you know, you can really draw it out of people. You know.
Absolutely.
So who's your favorite of all time R&B artist? Okay, let's go. Okay, first of all, well, I'll break it down for you. 80s, 90s, and 2000s.
It's gotta be 90s,
Each.
bro.
Okay, so 90s R&B.
Yeah.
Top five 90s R&B groups or solo artists. Just give them to me, or both. I don't care. Just give me your top five of all time.
Top five from the top, I would say Brian McKnight.
Woo!
Yeah, Brian McKnight's number five. Uh, number four, I would
I
say.
never cross your mind
There you go.
anytime. That's my joint right there.
Man, bro. Number four, I'll say Tony.
Okay, Raphael Sadiq, legend.
Sadiq, man. Oh, dude,
Rest in
hands
peace. One
down.
of the Tonys that just passed, I think, last year.
Okay. Number three, man, I would say New Edition.
Nice. Oh yeah, probably the greatest R&B group of all time.
Yeah, arguably, yeah. I
I
would
mean,
say, man.
they all had platinum albums. Every single one
Yeah,
of
they
them as
did.
a solo artist.
Right.
So yeah, New Edition, amazing.
I would say, yeah, number three, New Edition. Number two, I would say Jodeci.
Yep.
And number one, just because they have my favorite song, or they made my favorite song, is Guy. Let's Chill. That's
Yeah.
to this day is
Let's
still my
chill
yeah.
and settle down.
Yes,
Man,
sir.
how many kids you got?
I got a 23-year-old, one
That's
son.
it? You're
That's
lucky you
it,
got
man.
away with
I'm one
one
and
with that
done.
music selection, baby. Because with that playlist, you should have like 12 kids.
Man, right?
That's dope. Have you ever done a full R&B party? Like, have you seen these like R&B and ribs, or like there's these themed R&B parties that are popping now? Have you ever been
Never
or
done
gone?
one.
Like, never get done one?
Never done one, but I have seen that R&B and ribs, and it looks super dope, man. It looks super dope.
Yeah, they're traveling around. There's a few of them, R&B only. There's a few like bigger productions of these R&B parties. I definitely think you should create something, a mix, and an email to approach these guys to get a set in. You know what I'm saying? If you have a
Wouldn't be a bad
passion
idea, man.
and you're a badass, you got an amazing taste in R&B, and I'm sure you would crush that. So there's another gem for you. Make sure you make that R&B mix.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate
Put you on
that,
the
man.
R&B tour. Let's go, baby.
Let's go, man.
Making babies everywhere. Johnny Appleseed, Jimmy Appleseed, Mixwell. Oh man, that's dope. All right, so you mentioned being a father, 23-year-old son. That's a beautiful thing. What's your son's name?
My son, his name is Michael.
Michael. Nice. What does he do?
Michael, my kid, he's a barber. He's a professional barber. He works two jobs. Kid looks good, not because he's my kid, but he takes care of his body. He's
Yeah.
cut up. all into fitness, and he's a good kid, man. He's a hard worker. Stays out of trouble. The only thing is, he can't stay away from the females, man. That's the only thing.
You know, he's got that R&B background. He's living the life you didn't. You're stuck at Zendejas. He's out in the streets with your
Yeah,
playlist.
man.
With your playlist.
With my playlist, exactly.
That is dope, man. Yeah, I got a 21-year-old son as well. He's also a barber, believe it or not.
Nice.
And he also does music and fashion design. So
Nice, man.
he's a
Sweet.
hustler as well, raised off of my 90s playlist as well. So he's got a deep sense of everything that I know and play and spit. So it's nice to see another DJ. My other buddy, Tim Dodge's got a 19-year-old son as well. So doing the acting and performing arts and just living a life that they want to live, right? Instead of
Absolutely.
because they saw it from you living your dream. I don't know if you have a day job as well, but I haven't had a day job other than like radio promotions and small hustles here and there, but nothing that I really sank my teeth into other than DJing for the past 28 years. But they learn that from you, and you never know if you're doing a good job. You're just living in the moment, freestyling this whole parenthood thing, doing the best you can, and only getting the results that you see as your proof, right? And it sounds like your son is, take care of himself, healthy, and his dream of being a barber, hustling, making money, and shouting at and hollering at the honeys.
Yeah, that's his routine, bro. That's his routine.
Barber honeys, GBH, baby.
That's yeah, pretty much.
And I think those are some of the amazing lessons that that we do teach our kids, that you can live your dream, that you can pursue your passion and find a way to make money off it and live a life of freedom. Which at the end of the day, I think is the only way to really be happy, is if you are serving other people and yourself first. Making sure you're doing the things that make you happy. Am I right on that?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Did you have another job? Did you have other jobs, side jobs other than DJing? Because your
I
Friday,
have
Saturday nights.
yeah, I do have a day job. I work in the medical field. That's
Nice.
a that's a Monday through Friday job. Um, so it's like Monday through Friday, and I get up early. I'm up at 4 a.m. every morning. I'm at work by 5:30, and my day starts. So it can range from anywhere from 10 to 12. It all depends. It all
Yeah.
depends. I mean, my days can be long sometimes, but I know I come Friday, it's already like it's a transition. Like Friday, I already know, I get home, I shut off my regular job, and it's just about the DJ thing. It's time to work on edits. It's time to get prepared for, for the club. So
Yeah, it's kind
that's
of
my routine.
a detox, right, from the daily grind of medical. And I don't know what lane you're in that, but that's not a stress-free job. It's I don't know if you're in the emergency or surgery or anything like that, but or dealing with people that are not well, but it's not an easy task. Am I right?
Luckily, I'm in a laboratory where
Okay,
it's
so
not there. Yeah, there's no patients or anything like that.
you're spinning tubes and taking and doing the blood work.
More, yeah. Well, no, it's more like to do with optical.
Okay.
It's more to do with optical, like eyeglasses and stuff like that. So
Even easier. I mean, less blood anyway for me. I can't stand blood or trauma whatsoever. I don't want to do nothing. I had a job opportunity a while back that I had to be in the room for surgeries, making sure the cameras work and the tools work, and like to see people cut open and the sizzle and shit was like, oh, me. I mean, the insurance and the benefits would have been great, but to be nauseous every day. And they said you get used to it, but I don't want to get used to that. I can't even watch a doctor TV show. You know what I'm saying? Like where they're
right.
cutting people out to Grey's Anatomy. No thanks. All right.
Yeah, y'all pass.
Right. But I can watch brutal shit like war and shooting all day. But anyway. So speaking of the work and the day job and the nightlife balance, and something that you had mentioned you wanted to touch on is like how some of the things of decompressing, right? Because you have two jobs that are very demanding, demand everything from you energetically and concentration wise. Are there things that you are working on for yourself other than the music and working, as far as working out, running? Like, what do you do to try to help balance your mental and emotional health in these crazy days?
My way of decompressing is I try to I know this is gonna sound a little weird, but I try to meditate. I try to just have some time to myself.
It's not weird. What are you talking about? That is amazing. That is fucking.
When I tell people, they're like, "Really? You meditate?" Like, yeah, man. Like, it's a freaking stress reliever, man. People, you'd be
Yeah.
surprised. You would be surprised. Like it's really, really just it's liberating, and it relieves a lot of stress, man. So
Yeah,
I try to
I'm not
meditate.
surprised. I'm not surprised. I'm a practitioner. I'm a practitioner. I meditate multiple times a day. I'm even one of those meditating weirdos that has breath. I do breath work. Okay. Like
Oh
I'm
man,
working on
okay.
my breathing and getting to my chakras and aligning my mandalas, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm super into it. You know, mental health for me is priority number one. You know, life ain't easy. To be, you know, a father of three, a husband to my high school sweetheart. I got a dog, I got a cat,
Wow.
got bills, and all just off this my career of DJing. You know, there's certain things that, you know, as a man that you have to figure a way to work out, or else it'll all the walls might, you know, crash in on you. I'm an avid practitioner of meditation, like I mentioned. I'm in the gym 3 to 5 days a week. I run multiple miles, multiple half marathons, 5Ks. I'm very much into health and fitness because I believe that healthy body helps a healthy mind. And especially in my last few years, I've always been going to the gym and balancing my career. But to be honest with you, I was party boy, right, for a long time. I've learned how to party at a young age. I'm good at it. I'm fun all the time, out of control. You know, never out of control. So it wasn't like a problem. But the consistency of it over the years, you know, just takes its toll. Being tired,
Absolutely. Yes.
needing a drink or a party supply to keep it going. Those things can eventually affect your family life, your home life, your work life. And honestly, during the just recently, man, as far as just the pandemic was a beautiful thing for me to actually have this break of not DJing because I've been DJing. You know, you said you're a residency for 23 years, right? So, you know, I've been DJing the same amount of time, but all different spots along with the Falls Lounge, you know, 3 to 5 to 6 days a week, sometimes 2 or 3 a days, you
Jeez.
know, and also traveling the country and the globe doing this. And during the pandemic, without ever having a break, there's no vacation. Like I ain't got no, I mean, there's no off time. There's no off season for me. There's slow season, but there's no off season.
There's no PTO, man. Yeah.
No, and there's no benefits and there's
Yeah.
nothing to support me. So during the pandemic, what my point I was trying to get to was my first time I actually got like some quiet, right? There's nothing going on. And it made me take a good, long, hard look at myself and be like, you know, where am I in my career? How can I improve myself? I got super into personal development and self improvement. I found a guy named Jim Rohn who helped build up Herbalife. He's the
Okay.
mentor to Tony Robbins, who's a big self help guru type of guy. But I was always interested in going back further, like who did they learn from? Who did they learn from? And going back to the history of where these guys are getting all this vital information. So, you know, it starts, you go back through the history and it starts back, you know, it goes back to a lot of it's in the Bible, right? A lot of it is in Stoicism, like ancient Greek and Roman philosophers. And a lot of it goes back to even Egyptian times, right? Way before all that. And a lot of these stories are the similar stories that people evolve and change to the times. But basically, the human experience is pretty much hasn't changed in thousands of
Right.
years. You know what I'm saying? We all
Gotcha,
go
man.
through the same emotional roller coaster, all the same stresses, life, death, right? In between being a parent, dealing with the loss of family, friends, relationships, all these different emotional things that you have to deal with. Most of us don't have a foundation to lean on uh, in order to help deal with it, right? Especially as men, we just
Absolutely.
internalize it,
Right.
or
Yeah.
it comes out as aggression or uh, abuse or self medication, right? Point being, took a hard look at myself during the quiet time and said, what can I do to get myself better? How can I improve myself and live up to my full potential? And just really got real with myself and kicked back on the alcohol and quit partying, quit putting myself in environments where I knew I want to party. So party's over, go home. I'm going home. I'm not going to the after party, chasing the dragon, you know, to the next spot to keep it going because I'm still hyped from the club.
Exactly.
Discipline to go home and go to sleep or get something to eat so you can wake up and work out, or go
Exactly.
for a run or take care of yourself, because it's as we can see, you're not a young spring chicken, as I am not either, and you see it like I see it. A lot of guys in our industry and hip hop and music in general don't last a long time, right? They're
Yeah,
having
man.
strokes, they're having heart attacks, they're dying, they're getting sick, they're getting diseased, and we live a hard lifestyle. It is easy to get caught up in late nights, lots of free alcohol, you know, and,
Yes.
and, 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 and always living on the edge of, am I good enough? Comparison, comparing yourself
Mm,
to other people. Am I good enough? And living in a self doubt and insecurity and being judged and people putting their thumb down when they don't like a mix and like, oh God, do I suck? Or you train wreck. You're like, oh, dang, I lost the dance floor. Like, people don't understand the emotional roller coaster we're all going through behind those decks back there, making it sound like we're having a good
man,
time.
you're hitting some heavy points right now, man. It's crazy. The things that you're saying are actually some of the things that I wanted to touch on,
Yeah.
because I'm big on mental health. I'm very big on it, especially, because I have a lot of colleagues, in our industry that a lot of my people, and I see them dealing with it, man. And it just really, it tears me apart, because I can relate in so many, and as I'm sure you can as well. It's like you said, dude, like we put a lot of pressure on ourselves. A lot, dude. I mean, we go in there with the mindset of, okay, we're going to go in there, we're going to do our, the best that we can. But sometimes, we don't have the best night. Sometimes, we fall short, and maybe everybody else thinks we crushed it. But in our minds, it's like, no, we could have did better. It's just that little thing there, man, that we just have that pressure that we put on ourselves.
Yeah, and
It's
and be able to alleviate that pressure and also forgive yourself and submit to what it is. Like, no one goes undefeated forever. No
absolutely
one is. There is no such thing as perfection. It's nice to try and be perfect, and that's our job, is to be perfect. Perfect scratches, perfect mixes, perfect drops, perfect timing, perfect blends, perfect song selection. Like, it's all about perfection. And
right.
unfortunately, our job is so fickle that if there's one mess up, for the most part, most people won't get it unless it's really bad. Like, the audience won't notice, but we're not worried about them. We're worried about the DJs that are in the crowd, or the manager that's got our job on the
Yes.
line, or the DJs that we're opening for, or that open for us trying to take our spot. So it's a
Right.
lot of pressure that we put on ourselves that, to be honest with you, it used to actually give me anxiety. And I think that's part of the drinking thing and the partying thing, was to numb that anxiety of those pressures in order to be comfortable in the environment and the stress.
Absolutely.
And I think a lot of us do that. And it's taken me
Oh
a
yeah.
long time to kind of figure that out. Like, for a long time, I was like, you know what? I've always had like these residencies. And I was telling my friend DJ Flips, I was like, man, are we just do we just DJ to supplement, or to supplement? Like, am I just an alcoholic who happens to play records? I always like, why do we we get free liquor, free alcohol? Am I just an alcoholic that plays music? And that was like a real eye opener for me. Like, you know what? Let me see if I can control this thing. Because I used to feel like I had to drink because I had to get on the same level as the people that I'm partying with, or
Right.
that I'm playing for. Or I had to
Right.
drink because I wanted bar sales to be going up. So if I'm lit, they're going to be lit. If I tell them, oh, I'm not drinking tonight, it's always like, oh, you're not drinking? Oh, this sucks. It's always like, we're the life of the party. But if we're not drinking, then other people feel bad, and maybe the bar sales don't do as good. At the Falls, I had a bar deal. I had my flat rate, and then I got increase on how much the bar makes. So I'm pushing liquor. Let's go, shots for everybody. So that was my
Right.
whole thing. So I had to like take a hard look, like, you know what? Let me make sure I'm not an alcoholic and try to go a few months
Reality check.
without drinking alcohol during my gigs. Can I do this sober? Okay, yes, I can. Okay, good. I'm good. I'm good for this. What is your drink of choice?
Man, vodka,
Vodka.
pineapple. Yeah,
Okay.
vodka, a little bit of pineapple.
See, I'm a tequila guy, so
Ugh.
vodka kind of gives me a weird hangover the next day. Tequila, sugar free. It's for the most part healthy, but not an overconsumption like I was doing.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, my mouth's just watered thinking of tequila right now.
Oh, man.
Meditation, right? Do you do guided meditations? Is there like but some people do YouTubes, or some people just like, talk to me, if you don't mind, about a little bit about your process. Is it in the dark? Is it sitting up? Is it like What does your process look like for that?
It's in the dark. I do it in the dark, usually sitting up. There's some people that I follow on YouTube, and I follow some of their exercises. I try to do it as much as I can, and it helps a lot, especially like before a gig per se. It just kind of helps bring me down a little bit, just like chill me out. Because even after 23 years being at my residency, I still get this anxiety. It's like and it's the same routine every weekend, bro. Like I already know it's, Friday night comes, I work on some edits, or right before my gig, I'll try to get some edits together. Now that I know how to make my own edits, it's like, dude, I can be in the studio all day and all night. I
Yeah, yeah.
finally have mastered making my own edits, and dude, it's been so much fun.
Are you putting them out?
I have some stuff I can send you.
Well, I mean, for the public, are you putting them out as like your own, like for like on any pools or anything?
I haven't put them out yet. I'm going to start to, though. I'm going to
Okay,
start
good.
to. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm going to start putting them out pretty soon. But that's like my first and foremost. Like I work on some edits. I meditate for a while.
And yes, send me those. Don't be stingy.
I will, man. I'll definitely lace you up, brother.
All right.
Yeah, it's just a routine. I try to meditate for maybe half hour to an hour on Fridays. I'll have a little bit of dinner. I'll shower, and then it's straight to the club. That's the routine every weekend. And it's like, I mean, essentially every Friday, I'm up 24 hours because I don't get home till maybe about 3:30ish. So, I mean, go figure. I
And you
woke up
just
that
got up at
Friday.
4. You got a 4 that day
Right.
before.
And it's like that every Friday, dude. It's like 24 hours, like literally every Friday. And it's been
Yeah.
like that for 23 years.
Holy shit.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, so you need to start meditating twice a week, brother.
I know, man. I know. Especially now that I'm getting older.
Yeah, and yeah, because that recovery time, especially mentally, like once we get mentally tired, that's when it's not about the physical, you stay in pretty good shape, you eat right, but the mental fatigue is what, starts to affect us. And that's where the doubts come in, and the lack of sleep kind of, gets us, the anxiety turns into paranoia. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like there's a thin line between that, and then your sleep cadence is off, so you're like, then you can't sleep,
Right.
at a normal hour. And then what time do you wake up on Saturdays after you go to bed Saturday morning?
Usually I'm up probably about 9:30, 10 o'clock. Yeah, but again, dude, it's like I have this. I'm
Clock,
anxious
yeah,
to get up and
yeah,
work on edits, dude. Like it's
yeah.
like, no, I gotta get my edits done.
Well, at least you're inspired though. At least you're not dragging your ass up, not doing something that you don't love,
Right.
That's dope. That's dope. So the edits are the next move. And the edits, man, edits open up your career, man. I've had so many friends that just weren't DJing. I mean, we're DJing here or there, but then the edits, other people start playing their edits, and they start bringing you in for guest spots because it creates relationships. You help these guys sound like better DJs, so they want to, pay homage to you and blow your name up. And
Absolutely.
I definitely want to see those out on a few record pools sooner than later.
For sure.
You got it. You
Absolutely.
got it. All right, good. Do it then.
Do it like you say, do it.
Exactly, do it. And that came from everyone always talks about what's going to happen, what they can do, and what they should be doing. And the difference is not what there's what you will do or what you're doing. Either do it or don't. Like Yoda says, there is no try. There is either do or do not.
Right.
And when you usually have a inspiration or instinct to do it, a gut feeling, you got to act on it right there. You got to strike while the iron's hot. Like we spoke about
Absolutely.
earlier. If you would have hit me 5 years ago or however many years ago, heard of me, you could have been rotating with me. We could have been having this conversation a while back. But
Man, bro.
all
And
is divine timing. All is divine timing. You know,
yeah,
there's plenty of future ahead of us. No, I just don't have the venue to book you, but eventually I might. I will. I'm sure I will. People trust my musical taste, and I need people all the time to do stuff that I can't. So here we are. Do it. Let's talk about longevity. Like, what is something that 23 years? A lot of people play the same set 23. Like, it's hard for DJs to switch up their set weekly. In 2 days in a row. Are you finding yourself switching up your set, adding new sets, totally new set, or you have your bones and your structure, and then kind of play around in between there? What's your process look like?
so that's one of the primary reasons why I started making edits. A lot of hype a lot of hype in in the edits to kind of just switch it up, give it a different flavor. I mean, 8-bar intros are cool, but sometimes I like to drop stuff on the one. I'm getting more a little bit more creative, but I'm not gonna lie to you. In the beginning, it was more routine. It kind of felt like it was like a routine over and over and over again. Now, I and this is crazy because I feel like I started doing this like right when we got back from COVID. I started getting more creative with my mixes, which whether it's acapella in, adding hype to the intro or whatever, I find myself getting a little bit more creative with my stuff.
Yeah. Well,
So
evolution, and
yeah,
the redundancy and the boredom, you want to come back fresh with a new sound and a new vibe. And if people are there every weekend, you don't want them to literally know what you're going to play at 11:59.
right,
Yeah, and
right.
going into 12, especially the staff. It's more for the staff.
Yeah,
They
exactly.
because they know what's happening. They're all going to be like, okay, here he goes. Don't stop
Right.
believing. Here comes Journey into Black Eyed Peas. Into what is the craziest party you've ever rocked?
Craziest party. Man, I
Has there been a
don't
lot of fights at Zendejas?
there's been a few.
A few.
There's been a
Well, how
few.
many
There's
people fit in
been
there?
I would say our capacity is about 600.
Jeez.
Yeah, man, about 600. It's really cool though. It's a really cool sports bar. I mean, I would love for you to come out sometime just to check it out. It's a really,
I'm
really
gonna.
cool, diverse venue. We get anywhere from 21 to up to 60-year-olds.
Yeah.
So I mean, it just goes everywhere, and it's really cool because right across the way we have this other nightclub, but it's a country bar.
Okay.
So what's cool about that is they're shut down by midnight. So all their people come
Oh,
and
you catch that
they
wave.
right. They rate us after midnight. So we already know we're gonna get all the people from the country club. But it's a really cool spot. Nothing too crazy has ever happened, or I can't really like say that I've ever had a really crazy experience other than the house parties that I used to do when I was a teenager.
Yeah.
Like yeah, that's probably like the craziest experience.
Cops, helicopters, fires. I've had all that.
Yeah,
Turntables
yeah.
stolen. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Exactly. But I mean, other than that, I've never really had a crazy. I mean, I've been pretty fortunate. So
Now, you mentioned earlier that, you came in 23 years ago to this spot, Zendejas, to, your momager helped you get a job. Shout out to moms. That's the best. My mom helped me get my first jobs too. But mine wasn't a DJ gig. It was a hot dog on a stick. But that's a story for some other
wow.
time.
That's dope, man. That's dope.
At the Carlsbad Mall, North County's Carlsbad. Anyway,
Nice, nice.
um, I was gonna ask you about younger DJs. Okay, do you have anybody under your wing that you kind of been open for you or kind of pass the torch? Because I think one of the things that I notice about the younger generation, the problem, not the problem, yeah, the problem. The problem is the word, but it is that they don't have any real mentors. They're just coming in raw off of YouTube. What they watched on a DJ, they go buy a controller. No one ever showed them anything or any kind of etiquette. So they just come in thinking they're hot shit and don't really learn correctly. Is there anybody, do you agree? Or is there anybody that you have taken under your wing, kind of showed the ropes to and maybe put on for bigger opportunities?
I get a lot of younger cats DMing me on Instagram. That they've actually gone to Zendejas and have seen me do my thing, but they won't approach me for whatever reason. They oh like we don't want to bug you, but hey, what do you think about this or what do you think about that?
Yeah, yeah.
I think it's pretty cool because I'm like wow, like you're asking me. You're asking me for advice, and it's pretty flattering, dude. It's actually pretty humbling that some of these guys come up to me and ask me for different ideas and how they should incorporate their certain records or just certain things. Like it's really cool, man.
Yeah.
But there's a few cats that I talk to on the daily.
Dope, dope. Yeah, I got in, I had a couple mentors come in through Hollywood who, the promoters brought me in, introduced me to the DJ, or I maybe met them at another party and just offered my services. And it was a different world then too.
Right.
This was back in, it was just hand to hand combat, face to face. It wasn't like I could DM or watch somebody from afar. I actually we had to actually go see people, and shake hands and kiss babies. But yeah, I had like DJ Adam 12, who was a Hollywood legend that used to let me open for him. DJ Vice, I guess I've opened for a few times.
Wow.
You know,
Man.
just a couple of Hollywood, Cool Whip, some real Hollywood DJ Mike B, Higher. And I would just open for them at the spots early, get to play what I liked. So I had to play all the hits late. You know, this is in the early 2000s when I was still playing 90s back in R&B for the early sets, opening for them. And that's how I got along good because I played the right shit, not burning them, and playing sexy shit because there's usually a bunch of girls there early for the open bar, free food or whatever that it was. But yeah, I wish more kids would actually ask for mentorship, like personally, you know, through the phone and through social media is cool, but there's nothing like hands on, you know?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I've always had like somebody that I've, you know, either come to the house for lessons or I partner up with and let them open for me for the first hour or two just to get their real life experience of that DJ thing that we all have become addicted to. And I think it really helps the culture as well. The more open you can be instead of gatekeeping. That's why I love the Beat Junkies Institute of Sound, Scratch Academy. It's like real DJs showing you the ropes of really how to do it correctly. And I think DJing would be a lot better and will be a lot better with the more of that we have instead of just, you know, out there wild animal. Because for a while when I was a kid, when I was coming up, I was just a wild animal. I was just learning off what I could off VHS tapes, right?
Right.
DMC
Right.
championships, learning how to
DMC,
jungle and
right. Yeah.
scratch. And then
Yeah.
my best friend's brother was a DJ, so I would play with his records and his turntables while I was at their house, you know, and then, you know, eventually got my own stuff and started collecting um, my vinyl, and then everything switched. So now my vinyl collects dust. Um, yeah, I was gonna add, that leads me to my next question. Do you still have your vinyl collection? Most of it?
Man,
Still any of it?
I still have my vinyl collection. I have wall to wall in the garage, man. I have everything alphabetical order and sleeves. I mean, I have just everything wall to wall in there.
It's beautiful. I have everything, but it's all in boxes because yeah, all in boxes. You know what? Well, honestly, I didn't think I was gonna be living in this particular place that long, so I never like got that comfortable with putting all my stuff up. I'm just renting this house that I live in Temecula, so I didn't put my stuff up. But my next spot will have my, you know, my goodness and my life's treasure on display. Tell my kids, yeah, this is what you're getting here. So hopefully, there's some gems in here that you can. This
Heck
is your
yeah,
trust fund
man.
for the next. After I'm gone, you better dig through here and find these treasures. Vinyl's expensive these days. Have you been? Do you still dig? Do you still
Very.
buy records?
I I'll be honest with you, no, I haven't.
No, me neither.
The last time I bought vinyl was, man, I can't even remember. It's been a while. It's been
Yeah,
a
it's
while.
too expensive. I could, if I was a vinyl DJ, I probably couldn't afford to do it. Like those gigs don't pay enough. First of all, it's hard enough getting
Right,
good
right.
money nowadays because the game's so saturated. It's hard to get like a good rate because somebody's just willing to do it for less.
Exactly, man.
And a lot of people don't know what a good DJ is. They think that just because you play a request that you're good. No,
Right.
oh, he's the best. He played all my songs. Little they know they can't DJ worth a damn, which is frustrating. But that's why I said like being a mentor really helps that change that game. Some of the artists you DJ for, you're mentioning earlier. Do you have a bucket list of anybody that you're trying to bring through Zendejas or somewhere, or maybe go on tour with?
Man, I mean, it would be super dope to do something with, like, maybe, for example, Debbie Deb.
Yeah, she's out working right now.
Yeah, yeah, she's doing all the freestyle stuff for the summer. I've
Bring
seen
her to
her.
Zendejas. What are you talking about? Send her a DM.
Man, I think, and shouts to my man, High Caliber Productions. He's the one who puts on all the shows and brings in all the artists. We have something big coming in November. We're putting something together, and that's going to be pretty big. So I'll definitely
Can't
let you
drop
know
any
about
names
that.
yet. Not until it's signed, right?
Now till it's
NDA.
signed,
Okay,
but
so
I'll
it's gonna be
definitely, you know,
so it's gonna be definitely old school though, right?
it's going to be a freestyle, yeah, freestyle concert.
Freestyle, yeah, freestyle is hot right now. Do you ever go to Pershing Square? They've been having the freestyle and his house downtown LA down there. Been having a lot of
Right?
great shows. That's dope.
Yeah, I think they did something, what, like 2 weeks ago, right? Or was it last weekend or something like that? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. They shut down Pershing Square. It's a free concert. You just RSVP and roll right in. Super dope.
Yeah.
Who are your top 5 DJs of all time?
Oof.
Yeah, baby. Narrow them down. I know there's a lot, but come on. It don't have to be famous. It could be someone that, you know, people that inspired you personally, you know, that I may not know or the community may not know. But
I'm gonna make a quick honorable mention before I give you full-on list. I got to give a shout out to my boy Robert Risque. He's a legendary LA DJ, and he's kind of in the last 2 years he's kind of taken me under his wing and has brought me in like to the spots he DJs at. There's a few spots that I've gotten the opportunity to DJ because of him, and I just I'm really grateful and really humbled that he's giving me that
Open up those
opportunity.
doors. That's dope. That's dope.
Yeah,
Where's he
man.
at?
So
Where's he at right now?
well, Robert Risque, he has a residency in Highland Park. I believe it's called the Offbeat Bar.
Okay.
That's where he's at on Friday nights, and he does a lot of those big disco events that they do, the big
Dope.
80s disco retro events.
Yeah, I love
He's
that.
a legendary guy out of Northeast LA. He's been
I know
around
who he is.
forever.
Yep, much
You do
respect.
know? Okay.
Yep, of course.
Yeah, Robert Risque, he's one of my mentors, man, and I got nothing but love for that guy. He's taken me under his wing and showing me mad love. So shouts to my guy, man.
And then okay, so top 4 then. Let's go. 4 other DJs.
Top 4. Oof. You're gonna get me in trouble for this one, man.
You didn't mention me, bro. It's fucked up.
Right? At
Or
number
just
4.
inspirational. You don't have to. It doesn't even have to be personal. It could just be like inspirational. Like you don't have to be like BFFs or you know what I mean. Just people that inspired you. Be like, damn, that DJ made my day.
A DJ Conflict is one of those guys. I can watch him I mean, he's just so dope, man. I mean, his
Conflict is
transitions,
out of Florida, Miami, right?
Florida. Yeah, Miami, right.
Yep.
DJ Conflict, big shout out to Conflict, man. He's one of my guys, dude, that I could just watch, and the guy's just very well rounded. The way he speaks and how he talks about the business, and he knows his craft, man. He's really
Yeah,
good,
he's a fucking machine. That guy.
yeah,
He's a machine, straight up.
for sure, man. My boy, and another mentor that I talk to on the regular, DJ Danger Zone.
I know Danger.
Danger Zone. He's another mentor of mine that I talk to on the daily. Good guy, and he's another guy that I look up to, and that he always gives me a lot of love, and kind of pulls back the curtain for me and helps me kind of get creative with my stuff. So I got a lot of love for Danger Zone.
Dope.
But 1 and 2, man, it's a back-to-back 1-2 punch, man. It's Eric Deluxe and DJ Vice, man. I mean, Vice is
Nice.
yeah.
Yeah, Vice. You know, same era as us, obviously.
Yeah.
A little bit
Yeah.
earlier, maybe, because he started like at 16, 14, something like that. Original Power 106 power mixer at a young age. World traveled, super well-rounded, amazing person. I worked at Power 106 as on the flavor unit when I first moved to LA. So I was lucky enough to be on there as he was on air. And then Eric Deluxe, I know very well. Our flavor unit homies and buddies and DJ friends to this day. And when they transitioned to being on air, I would show up and support them and party with him and Syph, Poodle Party Boys, on air every
Poodle
weekend.
Party, yeah.
Yeah, Poodle Party. We set that on. I taught those boys how to drink tequila. All right, you ask them. And then when Eric got the Vegas residency, I'd fly out to him. I'd fly out with him to Vegas and just shadow him. Amazing guys. That's an amazing list. I love all those guys. Amazing DJs and even better people. And that's the thing about this game is that the better person you are, it usually translates into being a better DJ because you have to be a people person. You have to deal with a million personalities and want to be of service, right? Not only to the community, but to your friends as well. Because we all know that this is a lonely road. This is a lonely job. You may be surrounded by thousands of people every weekend, but when that music turns off and we're in our own heads being like, oh, I should have played this, or I forgot to play that, or I messed up here, or I didn't kill it like I wanted to, all those, insecurities get louder and louder. And to be able to share and confide into people that have the similar experience is priceless. Love the list, brother. I love the list. Great DJs, great people, as you are as well, man. I'm so grateful that you hit me up and I get to know you a little bit better because I feel like I've known you forever.
Man,
you know what I'm saying? I feel like we're cut from the same cloth. And that's a compliment to you because I work hard on being the best version of myself that I could be. And I haven't always been the best version. But I think that's what manhood is about the progression and the evolution of who we have to be in order to live our best lives. And so that's kind of like my mission is every day to improve, not just as a DJ, but as a father, a husband, a brother, a friend, an uncle, or even a freaking neighbor. You know, I'm walking my dog today and I talked to the neighbors a couple blocks over, and my daughter's with me and she's like, "Are you just friends with everybody?" And I'm like, no, absolutely not. I'm friendly with everybody, but my friends are a chosen few.
You hear that, man?
Well, man, if there's anything you want to add, I want to, I don't want to take up too much of your time. This has gone great. I could talk to you all day, all night. But if there's anything you want to add, if not, I was just gonna, or you can ask me. But I was just gonna, let people know where they can find you. But go ahead if you got anything for me. I'm right here, baby.
I just want to, from the bottom of my heart, man, I just want to say thank you, bro. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to be on your podcast. And I've seen you, bro. I watch you. I see your stuff, and I love it, man. I mean, you just, and I'm not just blowing smoke, bro. I mean, I really mean this. It's like you said, you hit the nail on the head. I do wear my heart on my sleeve. That's
Yeah.
who I am. That's who I'm always going to be, brother. And I speak from the heart. So I see you, bro. I see what you do out there, and I see your stuff, and it's very inspiring. And dude, I mean, thank you, bro. Thank you so much for this opportunity here tonight, man. Thank you.
The feeling's mutual, man. Thank you. I love this, getting to know people and sharing their story. I mean, I started this podcast to be of service and to help express, what we go through as artists, DJs, actors, producers, anybody that's chasing their dream and living off of their dream, on what it takes, and the vulnerability of wearing your heart on your chest and actually sharing some of the struggles, not just the triumphs and the celebration of it all rainbow, sunshine and rainbows. There's dark, gloomy days, and, people need to hear what it is we do to take care of ourselves behind the curtain, like you had mentioned. So I love the
100%.
meditation. I love that you are honest and wear your heart on your sleeve, because the truth is what this show is all about, right? The truth from the booth.
That's it.
So thank you,
That's it.
James Mixwell. I appreciate you so much, man. Let them know where they can keep up with your schedule. We obviously know where you're going to be Friday and Saturday nights. Do the wheels fall off, baby?
Well, a few guest spots here and there. I'll definitely be Sunday. I'll be at Havana House in Alhambra this Sunday with
Nice.
my boy Robert Risque, and I'm there quite often on Sundays. So we do a day party there, and it's a pretty cool vibe, man. It's pretty cool.
Dope, dope. And you're getting those edits out.
Absolutely.
Yes, and let everybody know you have a website and your Mixcloud and your SoundCloud and your Instagram.
Everything is DJ James _ Mixwell 55. All social media.
Beautiful. So make sure you follow my boy DJ James Mixwell coming to a party near you. Also look out for those edits up on DJ City, up on Headliner Music Club, up on Beat Junkie, Institute of Sound. What's another one? Beatport. Come on. What record pools are
Direct
you?
Music Service, Club Killers, all
DMS.
of them.
Let's go. DMS.
Yeah,
All of them,
DMS.
baby. Help
Bar
him.
bangers, you name it.
Yes, he'll make you sound better with the funky edits. Check him out, DJ James Mixwell. Thank you again, my brother. This is The Truth from the Booth. I'm DJ Prophet, and this has been episode 11, brought to you by Shure Microphones, brought to you by Blue Microphones, today's sponsor. Also, Hood Hats. Shout out to Hood Hats for making these hats. Shout out to my brother DJ Nels. Rest in peace. Stay strong, stay sane. That's the motto. That's the lifestyle. And we will catch you next time on The Truth from the Booth. Back.
Do
Do it.